Now I'd like to share with you the Pareto Principle. Are you familiar with it? Maybe you know the more popular name called the 80-20 rule. Well, this 80-20 rule is pretty popular, and this has been tested in several countries, in different industries, in different departments, and it has always been found to be true. This principle is very simple. It simply says that 80% of your company's profits comes from 20% of the customers. Similarly, 80% of the problems you are facing today are caused by 20% of the causes. How can you apply this to your own time? Well, pretty simple. 80% of your results come from 20% effort. Isn't it interesting? Well, you just need to work on those 20% items that will have an 80% impact on your life. So this again brings you to our narrow focus. Choose the top 5 tasks that will have the biggest impact on you and stay focused on these. You will see multifold improvement in your life. So to apply this principle, choose from your list of things to do only those things that you only can do. Focus on the most important 20% of the things that only you can do. Nobody else can do these. The others that other people can do, you should delegate. Only focus on the things that you can do and only you can do. That way, you are not doing the things that a freelancer or an outsourcer, a staff or somebody else could have easily done. You may find this concept slightly difficult in the beginning, but if you are really serious about getting more done and achieving more, then start to apply this principle in your life. Next, let us talk about the online calendar. I'm sure you have a calendar on Outlook or whatever software you use for your email. And then you may have one on your fridge, you may have one for your kids, and you may have one on your phone or some other device. With so many calendars and so many places to write things down, isn't it quite common that either we miss, we forget, or we double book on certain items? Well, cancel out everything. All you need is a single calendar. Try to make it an online calendar that can work at office, at home, and on the way, on the commute. It is the one single calendar that you could use in the shopping center, you could use it while doing your grocery, you could use it to schedule the ball game, the date night, the work that you want to do. By having a common calendar, and you can even share it with your family members so that they can see what you have on and what time is free. It's easy to set up an online calendar using Gmail, or you could use Outlook, and you can also use other calendaring apps. Some of these are listed in the link below. By having a common calendar on every device, things will be much easier because you don't have to tell somebody, let me go home and check my calendar, let me go to office and check my calendar, because you can check your calendar instantly, anytime, anywhere. The next thing I'm going to share with you may be coming to you as a surprise. I'm telling you to stop being perfect. That's because many of us can't get many things done because we think that it's not good enough. So we continue to polish it, we continue to work at it. If you want to become a great writer, don't just write one page and keep polishing it day in and day out. The important thing is to write a lot. By writing a lot, and half of it may be garbage, then only you can become better at writing. Look at sports. People who become good swimmers, people who become good at any sport, or the ones that win at Olympics, they don't become good at it overnight. They continue to slog at it, work on their sport, on their hobby for years and years. Therefore, to become good at anything, you must give yourself permission to be completely wrong. That means just write, just do the work, and even if it is not perfect, continue to work at it. But after some time, you have to stop and say, okay, this is done, quite good enough, let me take this and send it out to the editor, let me start using. Because if you start to create a website and you are like, let me clean this, let me update it, will the button look good in red or green? Should I increase the font size? Should I change the picture? Should I increase the resolution? Well, this is a never-ending thing. If you continue to polish, your website will never get launched. So, no such thing as a perfect website. It's never-ending. Simply launch it. You can always revise it later on. So, what you should believe in is to get more done. Good enough is good to go most of the time. Do your best and move on to get more things done rather than creating one page and keep on polishing it. So go ahead. If you want to become a good web designer, design a lot of websites. By doing that, you will improve your skill and your later work will come out better and better. Another very hard thing for you to do is to learn to say no to people. Well, generally it is quite hard because we don't want to offend people. We don't want to come as we are a very unhelpful person. We don't like to help people. So when somebody asks you for a favor, you are most likely, yes, sure, I will help out. The problem is your time is limited. If you take on everybody's project and begin to help everybody, you won't have any time left to do the things that only you can do. So you got to learn to say no to people. Not everything is equal. Remember, you also have only 24 hours and you need to leave 7 to 8 hours for sleep. You only have a limited time. If you take on everything, you won't be able to do. To narrow the focus, decide what is it that you're going to do. Only focus on something that is a key priority to you. As we saw in the Warren Buffett's quote, the most successful people say no to almost everything. Therefore, you got to see when a new project or a new thing comes up, you got to see, is it in my core principles? Is it something that I really want to do? Is it in my top 5 items? If not, you will have to say, sorry, it looks very interesting, but I am afraid I will have to let it go for now, because right now I am focused on achieving something else that is extremely important to me. So even though it may be hard, you got to learn, and I'll give you some pointers and tips on how to say no if you find this difficult. Check the links in the show notes below. Earlier in the program, I shared with you a survey from salary.com where we saw that most people easily waste anywhere from 30 minutes to 2, 3, 4 hours or more every single day. Where is this time wasted? You may not be wasting this time deliberately, but what happens is you go to a meeting. Let's say you arrive exactly sharp at 9. The meeting is from 9 to 10 a.m. But then once you arrive, you realize you're the only one in the room. Other people are slowly coming in and the meeting really only starts at 9:20 or 9:25. That's because the different people come in, they make coffee and they try to organize themselves. So you have arrived at 9 o'clock, but then because you are waiting for other people to arrive, you have wasted 15-20 or more minutes just like that. During this time, you might have just simply chit-chatted, you must have checked your Facebook or your messaging app, or really just wasted this time. What you need to do is to plan for this time that you are going to get in between meetings, waiting at the dentist, waiting for a bus or a train, in the commute, whatever time you can find, you should be prepared. Whatever happens, there will be instances where you have nothing else to do. You have to wait either for people or for the conference call to start or for something else. So what to do? Well, if you plan, you could make a list of books or articles that you want to read. You could actually download them and keep them handy on your phone or iPad, or you could actually have a book in your backpack. If there are newsletters that you want to read, you can easily keep them ready for you. Be prepared, be ready for waiting time, and you can have books, articles, saved blog entries, whatever it is that you want to do. If nothing else, keep your notebook with you so that you could journal at this time, write down your thoughts, review the meeting minutes from previous meetings, and then decide what you want to do. But if you don't have these things handy with you, then this time is wasted. Another great tip I want to share with you is to batch things together. Batch those things that go together. That way, if you have to do invoices, don't do one invoice in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. Decide, these are the invoices I need to do. And once you start to make invoices, make them one after the other. Once your application is open, you are on the right portal, the pages are ready, you can do your invoices or bookkeeping for the next 15-20 minutes and get more done. Similarly, you could batch things that you need to do at the bank, at the grocery, at the supermarket, at the library, or in a meeting. Even writing down things that you need to discuss with your boss or with your teammates, rather than having them all over the place. You could create a page in your diary with the name of your boss or the name of your employee or supervisor, and write down all the things that you want to discuss with this person only on that one page. That way, once you get together for the meeting, you can simply open the page and go through all the items that you wanted to discuss. That way, less chance of missing out something, and you will get more done in a shorter amount of time. You also won't be switching the tasks continuously, and this is good for you and good for your brain as well. Remember, we are good at single tasking, not multitasking. As we discussed regarding a narrow focus, I will again reiterate this point by asking you to do less. What? Do less? Yes. Less is actually more. When you slow down, you become aware of what needs to be done, and then you are able to single-mindedly focus on the one thing that matters the most to you. Concentrate, focus. Meditation is quite difficult for the beginners, and even experienced people find it. They simply ask you to watch your breath. Just focus on a point, and then this is such a simple thing, and you'll realize that your mind goes all over the place. Well, when you slow down, when you focus on only one thing, your concentration improves, and over the period you will be able to focus better and get more done. Remember, less is more. Doing less things create more value rather than more things that are mostly empty. This will help you to choose which are the things that you are really going to do, because now you are doing less, you got to choose wisely. Stop being a victim of time. Stop thinking, if only I had more time, if only there were 36 hours in the day. Well, everybody gets the same 24 hours. In fact, time is a great equalizer. You know, money lost can be gained, but time lost can never be gained. Your time is limited. So, stop being a victim. Don't think, why me, why I have less time, why I have so many things to do. Rather, think, I have this limited time. What's the best use of my time? What should I do? not what I could do. Because you could watch TV, you could play a game, you could simply spend time watching Instagram or Facebook, but rather than looking at all the things that you could do, you should look at the one thing that you should do. Remember, you are in charge of your time and your destiny. Stop being a victim of time, choose wisely, and this is the one thing that will help you. Change your mindset, change your focus. You are in full charge of your time, and whatever you choose to do, that is what is going to become your destiny. What do you want the world to remember you for? Well, those are the things you must find the time to do so that it actually happens. Choose wisely, and this will help you. One of the greatest tips I'd like to share with you.